How you doing? I'm going to see if we can give this Echo a test run. Just because something about it feels hotter than what I remember. You know what I mean? Problem is I don't have a working choke on it yet, so I'm going to see if I can get the fire off here first. And if I do, I'm going to throw the bar and chain off of this saw. This is at 372. I just got done mounting a tack on it. This is a 372 for racing or whatever that I built. But yeah, I'll take the bar and chain off of this and put on this. I think that's what I'll do. And the home light, I said in a previous video, I don't know if I'm going to find all the parts. I decided to go ahead and move forward with it, and we'll see if we can locate the parts. I've been working on the port work. I got the lower work done on it, so I still got to set the exhaust timing, and I got to do the port match. So I'm still moving ahead with that home light build. But for now, I want to start this 590 just because it seems hotter than what I remember. It does. It's turning into more of like a hotter, like really kind of hot, like firewood build. And I don't know. Let's see what you guys think. Let's see if we can get this thing to fire off though. I don't have a choke, so I'm just gonna pump on or yank on the cord and see if she goes. Do I have gas in it? Yes. Do I have oil? Ooh, that's on there. There we go. No, she's out of oil. Might as well just fill her up and everything. All right, we're topped off. Let's see if I can get it to start without using any choke or anything. All right, let's pull. I pulled the cover off. Let's see if we can get her to go now. Now I can just work the choke by finger. All right, let's go ahead and bar it up. You see what I'm talking about? She just seems a little hotter than what I remember it being. So yeah, let's get this bar and chain off, and then we'll see out in the wood. All right, we're here. We're gonna cut on his firewood logs. She's probably gonna need a tune, but if you're not familiar with this saw, if you're new, we built a custom 2-piece head for it. I'll show you that here in a second. But it is a custom head. It is ported. I've gone through a lot of stuff, ironed out some tweaks and bugs and stuff, and it feels like, I don't know, like this recent one, like I felt like I had a grounding issue between the custom head setup, you know, through the bolts and everything. I mean, they're nylon lock nut bolts or whatever for the head. But I felt like I had a grounding issue, so I ran a ground wire from one of the head bolts to the coil, and ever since then it felt hotter. So we might have had a spark issue all along, you know what I mean? So we're gonna give it a run here, quick little run. Probably gonna need to do some tuning, but yeah, she is ported, custom head. It's a 620 coil. It's still the original carburetor. I modified the air filter setup, so it's now running a 372 low top air filter system. What else? The last video we had a different muffler on it. I finally got one of the factory cans and modified it and put it on. So let's see how she does. Let's get her tuned up first and just kind of go from there and see what she does. You know what I mean? Alrighty. Well, it definitely seems, I don't know, something about it seems better. It started getting worse there because my oiler quit working, it looks like. I mean, I just topped it off. You know what I mean? Whenever I started there in the shop, I was like, where's the oil? And I thought, maybe just maybe it was running behind that bar plate or whatever. And yeah, she's obviously not putting out any oil. So she was struggling to make some cuts there, especially on the bigger woods, you know what I mean? That chain's really holding it back, you know. But besides that, still seems like the carburetor might be a little funky on me. We might be going ahead and, I don't know, we might be getting rid of that carb. But that's it so far. So the oiler quit working, and I still feel like I got some carb issues. So, but other than that, though, yeah, the saw seems to just run better now. And it just seems to be getting better and better the more I tweak on it, you know what I mean? I mean, not too long ago, I couldn't even get it to start. And now, it'll actually start and run. And I'm suspicious that was just that ground, you know what I mean? It could have been a short on the kill switch. I was kind of playing with both of those at the same time, so no promises that it was that ground wire. It could have been one or the other. But there we go. There's the Echo 590. A little bit more tweaks, but she just keeps moving closer and closer and closer to a finished product, you know, every time I mess with her. Just in case you're curious, that is a round, that's one of my round grinds on that chain. Right there, look at that. That's a round grind. It looked like we were cutting, some of this seemed to be walnut. So, she cuts a little easier than oak. That's what she looks like. I'll show you the chain here. Let me pull the chain up, I'll show you. Yeah, so This is what the chain looks like. Let me give you a good zoom, and then we'll come in close. And that's what my round grind looks like on my chain. Here's what she looks like from this side. This was a steel RS chain that I ground. So that's what she looks like. I put a lot of time into developing my grinds. You know what I mean? Now that carburetor, I just can't get it to tune proper. I don't know, it's acting kind of funky on me, you know what I mean? It was running fine there for a minute, then all of a sudden it went rich, and then all of a sudden it went lean. And it was like a light switch. It wasn't like it's gradually either. It's like it's changing tune on me by itself. And what would that, I don't know. There's something going on with that carburetor. It's part of me wants to tear into that carburetor and go over it. I'm suspicious it's got an issue in the carburetor. It just needs a quick fix or something. You know what I mean? Maybe a needle isn't seating properly or something. You know what I mean? But I could always take it to another carburetor. I could always put another carburetor on it, you know? So we'll see how she goes here in the future. I'm pretty happy though. It's been a little while since we've seen this saw. That's because I couldn't get it to even freaking fire, you know? And it wasn't until I was playing with that ground wire and I did that, was playing with that ignition switch too, same time, but it wasn't until then that it actually fired up. So we'll see how this progresses. You hear the four-wheeler? Cody, he just got a four-wheeler. I've had a four-wheeler sitting here for a couple of years and it needed fixed to ride it and everything. He's been asking for a motorcycle, so I just decided to get that four-wheeler up and running for him instead of getting him a motorcycle. You know what I mean? We already had the four-wheeler, so I don't know. I feel like he could learn a little something with the four-wheeler first. You know what I mean? But anyway, hey, we'll catch you in the next one. Later.